Hey there, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your monthly astrology for February 2024. And just a quick reminder for those of you who are not subscribed, you might want to subscribe because I do weekly astrology reports here. They come out every Tuesday, and so if you want to know when those show up, might want to do just that. I've also got weekly tarot that comes out at the end of the week for those of you who enjoy tarot, old school style. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. So, what is going on when it comes to February? February is all about big pushes that come from a lot of planets pairing up. The inner rings of our solar system, Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Venus are all going to be partnering up this month and pushing for a very fast-paced February. And for you, this is all about racing to riches and bigger ponds. And so be prepared to get on the move in a lot of areas, especially around your finances and your professional life. We start the month off with the Sun and Mercury together in Aquarius, with this all working on speeding up the rate with which you accumulate wealth. Aquarius is your second house of income, employment, values, valuables, and security. And for the first half of the month, the two of these together as a working pair might put you in a position where you need to be ready to think fast, especially when it comes to projects, role opportunities, or maybe even fast developments coming along in the environment or the atmosphere of your workspace or your market, because you're moving on up and you're moving up fast. As we go into the back half of the month, you've got the Sun and Mercury moving on into Pisces, the Sun on the 18th and Mercury on the 23rd. This is your third house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, third-party involvements, as well as collaborations. And when we have these two in the third house in the second half of this month and even into the beginnings of March, you're going to find that a lot of very important connections, a lot of very important links are being made on your behalf. This could be opportunities for you to not only expand and strengthen your network, but you're going to be getting a lot more out of the network you have as well. Now, this could be things cluing you into new opportunities to maybe speed up a lot of projects that you've been working on. Mercury in the third house is a wonderful time, especially if you have been maybe dealing with situations where it feels like you've fallen behind yourself, or you wish things could catch up, or they've gotten sluggish in some way. This can also be a time where we are bringing to fulfillment a lot of promises, a lot of pacts, a lot of agreements that you have made or were made with you. And also allow yourself to benefit from people deciding to hook you up and get more involved in your goings on, especially in the back half of the month. We have Mars and Venus together in your sign for the first half of the month. So you're getting a double wildcard blessing here. Mars is all about action, energy, passion. It is the block-busting driving force of the zodiac. And when you have Mars in your sign, this is a time where a lot of your personal pursuits, solo projects, things that you've got going on yourself, or what you might consider your own life as it maybe does or does not connect to other people, right? Just sort of your own world starts to go through a lot of tremendous improvements. Mars here is putting you in a position to break through a lot of barriers, and as well as also clear a lot of unfinished issues that may still be trying to crop up in your life, take up your time, take up your spending money. Mars in the first house is also really, really good for anybody who has been looking to showcase something that they do, or maybe even yourself, put yourself out there to compete, whether it's in your personal life, your social life, or anywhere. And this is also a time with Mars in the first house where you're also getting a chance to help a lot of really important corners of your world that have been maybe kept down or held down or blocked in other spaces, not just in your first house. Venus here is turning you into a popularity magnet, an attention magnet, a favor magnet, and so even more hookups are coming your way. This is going to be a great time when it comes to just getting yourself some serious R&R, having a fun time with partners and with friends. You're also going to find a lot of gifts are coming your way, and if you have been looking to maybe make some changes with the future trajectory of a relationship that you are in, or you're looking to magnetize a new relationship, relationship close to yourself, Venus here is also going to be a big support here. After we get to the back half of the month, we have Mars and Venus moving into Aquarius, that second house of income and employment. And so Mars will be going in there on the 13th and Venus will be going in there on the 16th. And they're both going to be here well into March as well. Mars in the second house is going to have you really burning the candle at both ends for a while. Sometimes with Mars in the second house, we get a lot of overtime opportunities, and sometimes it can feel a little bit too much. But what's really important here is to remember that Mars is also going to be putting you in a lot of very competitive positions and also offering you a lot of competitive opportunities that you want to show up for. Venus is also going to be setting you up, especially when it comes to getting a chance to rise through the ranks as a bit of an office favorite, or perhaps even have something that you do, or maybe your role or your space become very popular on the job. And this is also a great time to maybe consider, changing the way things work for you at work. Because with Venus in our second house, people are listening. We are getting a chance to maybe make the adjustments we want to make with the support of those we need help making those adjustments with. We have a new moon on the 9th in this part of your chart as well. This is going to be opening up a 2-week window period between the 9th and the 24th, which is going to set you up with a brand new story as it relates to work and finances. Now, for a lot of you, this could be a period where you get an opportunity to take on a new job. Some of you who've been maybe looking for new work, or maybe this is something that catches you completely by surprise. After all, we're going to be having so much activity in this part of your chart. It may be something that pops up out of nowhere. Some of you may find that this is happening internally where you work, and for some of you this will be external. This can also be a time with a new moon in the second house where a very important shift is going on with maybe the standards or the norms or the proprieties of your workspace or a financial situation that you are in that is also setting you up for new heights to conquer, something that you are going to be really profiting from as we go through the rest of February and on into March. And finally, we also have a full moon in Virgo. On the 24th, this is your 9th house of higher education, expansion, big moves, big travel, as well as anything relating to official matters, so government and legal situations, as well as your popularity and your spiritual path and practice. And when we have a full moon in the 9th house, this is a time of closing up a chapter, closing up a story. This is a great period, especially between the 24th and roughly the end of week 1 of March, for a lot of you to clear or break free from some kind of influence that has been exerted over you, that has been maybe limiting you or, trapping you up in one of these spaces. This is also a time for removing a lot of old commitments, old binding agreements, especially when it comes to things that were maybe externally imposed on you or things that were maybe co-created by you once upon a time. You could be wrapping up a lot of big, important work that needs to get out of the way so you could get ready for some kind of big graduation or promotion or lift within the next couple of months. And a lot of you will likely be getting a chance to, set up the pieces for a big travel or move opportunity that'll be happening as we go further into the year. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.